there, I'm Karen, and I'm 16. Do you like thriller movies? Well, if you do, you will definitely enjoy my story. But before I start, let me introduce you to my family first. Here's my mom and my little sister Alice. Yeah, I know she looks cute, but at times sharing a room with her seems unbearable. Oh, I almost forgot to mention my beloved boyfriend and hopefully my future fiancé, Rick. We met at school last year. My mom and Alice adore him. He's smart, handsome, and very romantic at times. There used to be 5 of us, but my dad passed away 6 months ago. I'm still getting over it, but sometimes life happens, I guess. When I turned 13 and blew out the candles on my birthday cake, my dad kissed me and said, "Your heart is a muscle. Don't let it get weak. No matter what happens, you have to keep on loving and keep on fighting. Always carry on with your life. And let this be a reminder of that wherever you go." And then he handed me this beautiful and shiny golden necklace with a pendant shaped like a heart. His words stuck in my memory so intensely, I've continued to repeat them like a prayer ever since, especially when the dark times came after he was diagnosed with cancer and died 2 years later. Yeah, so it all started with this beautiful pendant, but the actual story took place like a month ago. I woke up from this terrible nightmare with some evil-looking creature chasing me in the dark. Since there were another 40 minutes left until my alarm was gonna go off, I turned on my left side to get cozy and comfortable and go back to sleep. But right before I closed my eyes, I noticed that something was clearly off about my room. Like, something was missing. At first, I couldn't determine what it was exactly that was missing, but as soon as my eyes adjusted enough for me to see the nightstand, it occurred to me. The pendant! I usually wore it around my neck during the day, but when I went to sleep, I would take it off and place it on my nightstand. Now it wasn't there. The one thing I had always tried so hard to keep from losing was now gone. Imagine my frustration at that moment. I started looking for it everywhere in the room, behind the nightstand, under my bed, in my drawers. Someone was clearly playing a joke on me, I thought. And then I saw my sister peacefully sleeping in her bed on the other side of the room. She was always the one who took things without asking. I got so angry that I charged at her, woke her up, and as she was staring at me with confused, sleepy eyes, I asked in a loud voice, "Where is it?" She was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't touch any of your stuff. You scared me." And she burst into tears. Turns out it wasn't her, but I got so desperate, and it was then time for me to go to school. So I put my clothes on and went down to wash my face and have breakfast. During breakfast, I was silent. My mom asked me if there was anything wrong with the food. I didn't want to tell her that I lost my dad's pendant, so I just mumbled something incoherent, got up from the table, and walked out the door without even saying goodbye. At school, I felt both sad and guilty and kept looking back to the moment my dad gave me the pendant. When I opened my locker after my classes, I suddenly saw a sticker saying, "Go see what monsters live under your bed." I wasn't in the mood for stupid school pranks, so I was about to throw it in the trash can. But at the very last moment, I saw a small drawing of a heart on the corner of the sticker. I rushed back home and looked under my bed, but the pendant wasn't there, just like the last time I had checked. The floor was empty except for my old teddy bear that my dad had got me when I was little. I used to play with it a lot, but now, as I had grown older, I had completely forgotten about him. I picked him up and saw that there was another sticker pinned down to my poor teddy bear's belly. This time, it was an address. Without giving it a second thought, I looked up the address on the internet and headed over there. It was a dark and abandoned house a couple blocks away. Every time I passed it by on my way to school, it gave me the creeps. I saw another sticker on the front door. It said, "Step inside if you want to take back what you hold dear to your heart." I was afraid, but at the same time, I wanted my pendant back so bad. So I braced myself and pushed the door open. It was dark and dusty inside. I took a few steps forward and saw a figure standing in the middle of the room. I was so scared I could barely put one foot in front of the other. What if it was the notorious Zodiac Killer or Freddy Krueger, I thought. "Who are you? What do you want?" I asked. The figure raised its hand and lit a candle. "You know who I am," he answered with a friendly laugh. In the light of the candle, I saw my boyfriend's face. Rick was smiling. "You should have seen your face, Karen," he said. Rick lit the other candles and I saw the whole room was decorated with paper hearts and actually didn't look scary at all. On the table, I saw a vase with flowers and, oh my gosh, my lovely pendant. I was so happy to see it, I couldn't help but hug Rick. It turned out that Rick had had my mom steal off the nightstand in order to arrange a weird scavenger hunt date and impress me. I was definitely a little bit angry at him, but at the same time, I felt so lucky to have him around. So I couldn't hold a grudge, you know? Your heart is a muscle after all. Have you ever had any impressive dates? Please share your story down below, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button.